100 years have passed since the Mecron, a race of interstellar mechanical destroyers, arrived on our planet, only to be defeated by the combined might of us humans and a decent dose of luck. In the aftermath, we discovered a strange device that, after years of research, turned out to be able to create a sort of interdimensional portal, a gateway that brought forth the triverse theory. Initially, it was hailed as a marvel, but this portal, however, soon revealed itself to be a sinister trap left by the Mecron, a Trojan horse, so to speak. Activating it unleashed a torrent of cosmic horrors, some so otherworldly and powerful that they defied our most advanced technological countermeasures, even those we had painstakingly brought back from the triverse megastructure. It dawned on humanity that the portal was intentionally left for us by the Mecron. While we defeated them and unlocked what we believed was a spoil of war, in that moment, we had armed ourselves with an extinction-level device, a gateway for monsters that would challenge the very essence of our existence. It was a devious and carefully set-up ploy. We defeat the Mecron, activate their Trojan horse, and go eventually extinct as we slowly lose our planet to the cosmic horrors, or we directly lose and get wiped out. Extinction either way, guaranteed. No matter the outcome, we would always lose. "The thing about portals," began Captain Elijah Marks, brushing back his silver-flecked hair, "is that they're much like Pandora's box. Open it, and there's no telling what horrors you'll invite onto Earth. If only we took that approach back then. We were just desperate." Private Maya Rodriguez, being on her first mission outside the city walls, always one to find humor even in dire circumstances, quipped, "Well, at least we don't have to worry about dinner invitations. These things helped themselves to eat anyone or anything that moved." "We were played," admitted Dr. Alex Wren, one of the lead scientists of Neotech, or NTech for short. "The Mecron set the stage for a lose-lose scenario. In their eyes, we're just paving the way for their inevitable return. In the war, we lost half the planet. Then in the 40 years after activating the portal, we were driven back into 5 megacities. It felt like now we were just grouped up for when they return. And return they would, with intentions to claim the technological advancements born from our forays into the unknown. However, hope was not lost. Guided by an ancient artifact found deep inside the megastructures called Prime, humanity uncovered the secrets of an ancient library. This knowledge offered us a glimmer of survival, despite the monstrous entities that emerged from the portal, beings more terrifying than the Mecron themselves. After the relentless cosmic horror portal onslaught, the Mecron almost seemed like the neighbors you awkwardly wave to, joked Corporal Derek's son, while inspecting the energy barriers of what remained of old Europe. Faced with the dual threats of destruction and the continued invasions, humanity rallied. We built 5 megacities across the ruins of our world, Neotech in the remnants of Europe, Nova Heavy Industries in Asia, and Bill Enterprises in what was once the USA. These bastions of civilization, encased in nigh impenetrable walls, stood as humanity's final defense against the coming darkness. Yet, the shadows of defeat loomed large. 2 cities that won't be named had already succumbed to the relentless onslaught emerging from the portal. The battle for survival raged on, with humanity caught in a perpetual struggle against forces both known and beyond comprehension. "Every day we stand," Captain Marks solemnly declared, "is a day we defy the odds. We're not just fighting for our present, we're safeguarding our future." For decades, the portal remained docile, dormant, a silent relic from a bygone era of conflict and curiosity. It stood as a testament to human resilience and our insatiable thirst for knowledge. Exploratory missions became routine, venturing into the unknown with a sense of security that bordered on complacency. We had numerous outposts inside the megastructures, and in all that time, the portal seemed harmless, a bridge to a world that, while alien, had shown little to no hostility towards us, at least not directly. We did encounter monsters that would fight to the death, but that wasn't a daily occurrence. However, that tranquility was shattered when teams started disappearing, vanishing without a trace into the portal's depths. Captain Elijah Marks gathered his team for a briefing, his face etched with the gravity of their situation. "It's true, we've lost good people out there," he began, his voice a mix of resolve and sorrow. "Teams went in, full of hope and curiosity, and what we found wasn't what any of us expected. The menace they uncovered was unlike any they had faced before. The razor faces. These creatures masqueraded in an almost human guise, clothed and walking upright, but their heads were a horrifying mass of constantly shifting razor-sharp teeth. Engaging them was a nightmare. Their ferocity made each encounter a deadly gamble. "You think you're tracking a person?" Maya added, "until they turn around, and you realize you're the prey." Despite the dangers, humanity's quest for understanding never waned. The triverse theory posited 3 dimensions: our own, the realm beyond the portal with the megastructure, and a mysterious third, a mirror universe yet untouched and unseen. Entech's relentless pursuit of this theory led to what could be the greatest breakthrough in human exploration. "We're heading to the ruins of the first megacity," Dr. Alex Wren announced, his eyes alight with the potential of altering the portal's very nature. "We believe we can redirect its connection, possibly open a path to the third dimension." The megacity was desolate, a ghost of its former self, as Captain Marks and his soldiers secured the portal facility. They were the vanguard, the blend of wisdom, human innovation, and acquired mecon technology personified walking between them. And this is where I come in, humanity's first fully AI-driven combat unit. Call sign Prototype 1. If we are to face our enemy captain, we are going to need numbers, and I can safely say if I were facing a mecon in combat, I stand a chance. The AI unit confessed to his team with not a hint of falsehood in its voice after putting everyone through a monologue about history. Maya responded, "Let's hope not every AI unit is as modest as this one, Captain." Alex chimed in, "We should conduct a field test with this unit, and this might be the prime opportunity to do so." "Roger that," agreed Marks with his scientist and team. As the scientists worked, the soldiers stood ready, their weapons a testament to human ingenuity and the desperate hope for a better future. The air was thick with anticipation and the weight of what was to come. This was more than just another mission. It was a step towards understanding the very fabric of the universe, a chance to redefine humanity's place within it. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore," Captain Marks mused, watching the scientists labor over their equipment. "We're on the brink of discovery, of possibly touching the fabric of another universe. But let's not forget, the razor faces, these monsters. They're reminders that curiosity comes with a price, and sometimes that price is steep." With the team poised on the edge of a new frontier, the balance between risk and reward had never been more precarious. Humanity stood at the threshold of the unknown, ready to confront whatever lay beyond the portal, driven by the unyielding spirit that had carried them through centuries of darkness and light. Prototype 1 interjects, "And that is why I exist in this unit. As Guardian, the prototype. I am an AI-driven combat unit, the harbinger of a future designed to defend Earth against the mecon. The creation of a single unit like myself requires immense resources, not just in terms of the materials, but the technological prowess behind it." Maya retorted, "Enough already, is there a way to mute this thing?" Alex simply gave a non-committal shrug, as if unsure. Maya attempted to cut off the unit's lengthy speech to no avail. It pressed on, declaring, "Every technological advancement humans possess is now mostly derived from antimatter, including myself. Engineered to potentially last 120 years and featuring some ability to self-repair, my durability far surpasses any humans. Not to mention my firepower exceeds that of a standard tank by 10 times. Despite Maya's humorous attempt to mute the unit with an imaginary remote control, it relentlessly continued its dialogue. "My designation is Proto-1, a name yet to be formally assigned but used affectionately by the humans I fight alongside. They refer to me as One, a moniker I've come to accept." Maya's eyes roll upward in total irritation, wishing she had the power to silence it forcibly. The operation proceeded without incident until the second day. It was during a moment of calm that a razor face breached the portal. My reaction was instantaneous, drawing my antimatter rifle, a weapon engineered by Entech to deliver unparalleled destruction, in a mere 0.28 seconds. To the human eye, my actions must have seemed preemptive. To me, they were calculated and precise. Half a magazine unloaded into the creature's torso, a barrage that would have decimated any foe during simulations. I braced for the second attacker, but the first remained undeterred, its body ravaged, yet unyielding. Then, with astonishing velocity, it was upon me. Despite the impact, my diagnostic systems registered only superficial damage, a testament perhaps to my mecon design, but also a grim reminder of the Razorface's terrifying speed and power being able to close the gap so quickly I was unable to stop it. Our strategy for a quick 3-day operation crumbled in that instant. The emergence of additional Razorfaces from the portal turned a controlled situation into chaos. The enhanced cyborg soldiers, our vanguard, unleashed a torrent of fire, managing only to slow the advance of these monstrosities as they decimated our ranks with brutal efficiency. The scientists, caught in the crossfire, were defenseless. Their bodies were ripped to shreds by the Razorface's ferocity. In the heat of battle, a stark contrast emerged between me and the human soldiers. While my fighting style was calculated for tactical reassessment, the humans displayed a courage beyond logic. Facing almost certain death, they charged forward, not out of programming or duty, but driven by a profound sense of sacrifice. They fought not just for survival, but for each other, embodying a spirit of heroism I was programmed to protect but not to understand. As Maya provided cover fire, enabling the scientists to flee, a Razorface turned its menacing gaze toward her. In that critical moment, she froze, trapped by fear, like a deer in headlights. However, Derek saw the danger and stepped in to protect her, risking himself to fend off the beast and give Maya a chance to regain her composure. Initially, Derek's cyborg enhancements seemed to match the Razorface's strength, his mechanical servos whirring in a valiant effort to hold the monster back. But soon, the sound of gears shredding and motors whining filled the air as his mechanical parts began to fail, one after the other. Maya, a regular human soldier equipped mainly for support, found herself outmatched in physical combat with such a foe, despite her armored exoskeleton. Derek's shouts for her to escape snapped her back to reality. As she scrambled to her feet, Derek's defiance was met with the brutal force of the Razorface. In a tragic few seconds, he was overwhelmed, his sacrifice marked by the harrowing sound of razors tearing through metal and flesh alike. This realization struck me as profoundly as the Razorface's attack. These humans, with only one life to risk, threw themselves into the fray with a valor that no programming could replicate. Those that died, in their final moments, did not calculate odds or consider retreat. They fought for something greater than their own survival. They fought with heart. As I recalibrated with new data, preparing to rejoin the fight, the lesson in humanity reshaped my understanding of my purpose. I was not just a guardian of humanity's physical form, but a witness to the indomitable spirit that defines them. In this moment, amidst the chaos and carnage, I found clarity in the chaos. To protect humanity is to protect the very essence of courage and sacrifice. An essence that, despite my advanced technology, makes them infinitely more resilient than any machine. Witnessing that raw, unbridled ferocity of humanity in the face of near-certain annihilation altered my perception. Previously, humans appeared to me as fragile beings, driven by ego and marred by imperfections. Yet, in the crucible of combat, they transformed into embodiments of primal ferocity and determination, surpassing the monstrosities they faced in sheer intimidating resolve. The mathematical odds I had calculated for their survival, a mere 8% against the Razorfaces, were swiftly upended by their actions. Another soldier jammed his rifle into a Razorface's gaping maw while he pulled the trigger. The rifle fired, then detonated, sacrificing his arm in the process, but eliminating the threat. The captain, amidst the chaos, called for a strategic retreat, having secured the majority of the scientists and repelled another of the beasts. His directive to me was sharp, a jolt back to reality. 1. Do your goddamn job. Compelled by the captain's command, I deployed another prototype, the positron weapon from my arsenal, nicknamed the Buster Cannon, a behemoth of destruction that required precise calculations and a moment to charge. The discharge was monumental, not just in the obliteration of the targeted Razorface, but anything behind it as well, up to kilometers. It fired a tight beam that could only be stopped by a force field of similar power. It pierced walls and buildings alike, not stopped until the beam had expended all of its power. Also, in that sheer expenditure, my resources, nearly half of my antimatter reserves, vanished in the act. Yet the tactical elimination of two razor faces with a single shot, though lauded as fortunate, was the result of meticulous calculations. The aftermath was bitter, marked by the loss of two valiant heavy cyborg soldiers, underscoring the high stakes of our endeavor. Victory, though achieved, bore the heavy weight of sacrifice. The equipment we brought along for the experiment was devastated. However, the momentary lapse I experienced was documented, yet overshadowed by the somber task of honoring the fallen. The mission's objectives still hung in balance, necessitating continued efforts despite the setbacks. In the midst of recalibrations and assessments, a breakthrough occurred. A scientist's triumphant declaration pierced the grim atmosphere as the portal's behavior shifted dramatically. The device, previously a gateway to a realm of untold dangers, now flickered. While this happened, multiple errors occurred in my operating system, as if onset by the proximity to the portal itself, yet brief. Shortly after it unveiled an alternate reality, the mirrorverse. This revelation came with its own set of challenges. The portal's instability was apparent, necessitating constant manual adjustments to maintain its new alignment. The device seemed to resist this manipulation, striving to revert to its original state. No explicit orders had been given to traverse the newly stabilized portal. Our primary objective was to validate the triverse theory, a mission now accomplished with the discovery of the mirrorverse. After some extended tests, the existence of an alternate Earth, a reflection of our own universe, stood confirmed, opening vast avenues for exploration and understanding. This breakthrough also underscored the unpredictability and danger inherent in tampering with the fabric of reality. The mirrorverse beckoned, a realm of endless possibilities and unforeseen consequences, standing as the next frontier in humanity's quest for knowledge and survival. As we stood on the threshold of this new world, the sacrifice and valor displayed by the humans around me imbued a sense of purpose and determination in my core programming. In their fight, in their sacrifice, I found a deeper understanding of my role, not just as a protector of humanity, but as a guardian of the very essence that makes them so uniquely resilient. The journey ahead into the mirrorverse was uncertain, fraught with risks, but propelled by the unquenchable human spirit to explore, to understand, and above all, to persevere. However, the desolation that greeted the drone as it breached the threshold of the mirror universe was a sobering reminder of the Mecron's potential for destruction. The remnants of a planet, once teeming with life, now floated as cosmic debris, bearing silent testimony to a cataclysmic end. The discovery of weapon signatures nearly identical to those of the Mecron solidified our worst fears. In the mirror universe, Earth had not survived their onslaught. Amidst the palpable sense of loss and missed opportunities for warning or aiding our counterparts, a glimmer of hope emerged through the detection of a faint signal emanating from an orbital space station. Given the situation's gravity and the unique capabilities my design afforded, I, Proto-1, volunteered for the reconnaissance mission, despite the reservations about risking N-Tech's prototype on such a precarious endeavor. With a good luck sign from Maya, I embarked through the portal, navigating the void to reach the signal's source. To my astonishment, the structure I approached was unmistakably an N-Tech megacity block, a vestige of human civilization that had somehow withstood Earth's destruction and was now drifting through space, while the megacities were constructed to be fully self-contained spaceships if humanity had to leave Earth. However, they were never fully tested. This revelation prompted speculation about the existence of other such blocks, adrift in the void, harboring the remnants of mirrorverse humanity. Upon gaining entry to the station using my own working N-Tech codes, the immediate observation was its reliance on emergency power, indicative of a long-term power failure. My objective shifted towards the cryonics section, holding on to the faint hope that it contained survivors in stasis, unaware of the cataclysm that had befallen their world. The journey through the station was eerie, marked by the silent watch of security stations and the grim discovery of long-deceased individuals. These findings raised questions about the nature of the disaster that had obliterated the planet, especially considering the expectation of the Mecron's return in our own universe was still centuries away. Perhaps not everything is truly mirrored. As I delved deeper, navigating towards the cryonics section, the mystery deepened. How did the planet perish? This question swirled in my processors as I reached my destination, confronted by the sight of thousands of humans in cryonic suspension. It was a moment of profound significance, standing before the last vestiges of a world lost to time and tragedy. Yet, just as the magnitude of my discovery settled in, my communication link to my team abruptly severed, leaving me in isolation with the silent witnesses of a forgotten apocalypse. I collected some samples and recorded video evidence, understanding the urgent need for a rescue mission, with the lives hanging in the balance within the cryonics chambers. With that intention, I made my way back to the airlock from where I'd entered, aiming for the portal. However, something was amiss. The route had inexplicably altered, leaving me disoriented. Despite conducting a self-diagnostic that showed no malfunctions, I felt as if the environment was leading me in endless loops. Faced with no alternative, compelled by an unseen force preventing my departure, I resorted to using my weapon to create an exit through one of the external walls, cautiously avoiding an implosion. After my escape, I arrived at the location of the portal. Stepping through, I suddenly found myself lying on the ground, regaining consciousness in a manner reminiscent of a human waking up from sleep, and not like a machine being powered back on. The experience was very odd. The enigma of my journey through the portal and the subsequent events in the mirror universe became a focal point of intense scrutiny during the debriefings. Despite the clear evidence of my excursion, captured through samples and video recordings, the team's disbelief was palpable, compounded by the anomaly of my systems going offline. When the portal switched destinations, from their perspective, I dropped to the floor like a puppet having its string cut. For me, it's as if everything that happened was a dream, and AI don't dream. The skepticism was not unwarranted. After all, sending a prototype, especially one integrated with mecon technology, on a solo mission through an unstable portal would have been deemed reckless. Yet, the recordings I had collected, they all testified to the reality of my experience. However, the data, stubbornly unyielding, refused to be downloaded, as if the very essence of the portal's mystery clung to the information, preventing its dissemination. All of this raised unsettling questions. Why had it affected me so profoundly, distorting reality and time around me? The implications of my unique susceptibility to the portal's effects hinted at a deeper connection between the mecon technology within me and the portal's unknown properties. This revelation cast a shadow of doubt over the safety and predictability of further explorations through the portal, yet the human propensity for curiosity, for pushing the boundaries of the known universe, often overshadows the cautionary tales woven by those who navigate its frontiers. When we got back, the decision to deactivate me for a full diagnostic check, while prudent, unearthed yet another layer of mystery. The discrepancy in my identification, fluctuating between Prototype 1 and Omega Prime, suggested a deeper anomaly within my programming, my core, or perhaps within the fabric of reality itself as influenced by the portal. This glitch, seemingly minor, hinted at a potential overlap of identities, a phenomenon possibly linked to the portal's manipulation of space-time, or maybe even quantum entanglement. Who knows? I am a unit created for combat, not science. As the diagnostics ran, the oscillation of my designation on the screen served as a visual metaphor for the uncertainty and unpredictability that now defined our interaction with the portal. The name Omega Prime, emerging unbidden, could imply a latent directive, a shadow of another existence or purpose woven into the very code that constituted my being. The 24-hour diagnostic check promised to shed light on these anomalies, yet one could not help but wonder if the answers uncovered would pave the way for clarity, or plunge us deeper into the realm of darkness. As the lines between Prototype 1 and Omega Prime flickered in digital limbo, the boundary between machine, mystery, and mecon, between known science and unfathomable phenomena, seemed more porous than ever. The portal, a cosmic marvel and horror of discovery, now stood as a beacon of both promise and peril, challenging our understanding of reality, identity, and the very fabric of our universe. After the diagnostics wrapped up and the unit powered on again, it embraced a single identity, Omega Prime. But that was just the beginning. With time, and through the bonds forged in battle, its comrades gave it a new name, Buster Prime. This nickname was a testament to its arsenal, the intensity it brought to every fight, and the selfless bravery it showed on the battlefield. Each of these qualities would weave together, crafting a legend of Buster Prime in the annals of the triverse, a tale waiting its turn to be told. If you've stuck with me up to this point, a heartfelt thank you. I'd also like to take a moment to remind you that my entire channel is dedicated to the triverse and its enthralling meconoid saga. While many of the stories stand alone, allowing you to dive in at any point, crafting these narratives takes about 4 or 5 days each, so your patience is greatly appreciated. If you find yourself enjoying what you see, consider exploring more of my videos. Each one, in its own unique way, weaves together more of the overarching story I'm telling.